What up, everybody? This is my Tulsa King episode 8 trailer breakdown. And it seemed just like yesterday, Dwight was getting out of prison after serving a 25-year sentence. And here we are, already on episode 8. Well, I guess time just flies when you're having fun. We're on episode 8. The intensity is picking up. Bodies are dropping right and left. And my favorite character, Pete, was just killed. And now Chicky is the godfather of the New York Mafia. And honestly, before I get into the trailer breakdown, Dwight being the triple OG just like Pete, honestly, to me, he has a claim of being the new godfather. But we already know that Chicky was next in line under his dad Pete, so he's now the boss, he's the godfather. But I think we're going to see a new godfather. I don't think Dwight going to ever become the godfather, but I think Chicky's reign as godfather will be short, but we never know. He does seem like a mainstay on the show, so his reign may be longer than we expect. So here we go. Let's get into the episode 8 trailer breakdown. Dwight is teaching his crew of misfits how to use a gun in case they need to protect themselves. So he could either be facing, well, he could be expecting both, probably coming from either direction. It could be blowback from Waltrip and the Black Macadam motorcycle gang coming after him and his crew. It could also be, now that Pete is dead, he could also be expecting retaliation from the New York Mafia now that Pete is out of the picture. We also see Dwight recruiting more men. He said he is looking for some evil doing type. And Mitch says he has boys in the rodeo. So we're going to see him looking to expand his crew a little bit and recruit some of Mitch's boys from the rodeo. Some a little tougher, let's just say a little tougher guys than what he has in his crew right now. So he has a good mix of crew right now to get done what he needs to get done. But as far as muscle, he don't have much muscle. So I'm thinking he's recruiting these men either to be hitmen to go after Waltrip's crew and the Black Macadam to try to take them out, or he could possibly be hiring them as his personal security guards in case the Black Macadam come back at him, or the Mafia. I mean, he got some enemies already. Only been out of jail for prison for a little while now, and already got a lot of enemies coming his way. So he might be having these guys as bodyguards, security guards, whatever you want to call them. Or it just could be he recruits these guys after seeing how the crew he currently has can't handle a gun at all. None of them. He brought them all out there and none of them could shoot a gun. So maybe he just brings them in just to have a little bit more muscle in his crew. There's really no telling. But I want to get into this. If Dwight is setting up mafia ranks in his Tulsa crew, I just want to look at how he's ranking his members so far on who he has. Dwight is obviously the boss. I would put Mitch as the underboss, Armand as the consigliere, Bodie as a capo. I put Bodie as a capo because he kind of has his own crew. He has his own thing going on at the same time with his dispensary, and also we found out he has the cryptocurrency scheme he has going on. And then he has Tyson, his driver. So that's his crew so far, and then the other members of his crew. So we have the Italian mob, we have the Irish mob, the Jewish mob, we have the Black Mafia family. We got all them. But Dwight has a different type of mafia. He has a mixed multitude mafia. So I'm going to a Bible term for this one. He has a mixed multitude mafia. I'm calling it the Triple M. That's what I'm going to call his mafia for now on. The mixed multitude mafia. Dwight's mixed multitude mafia. So let's get into the next storyline for this particular episode, we see on the trailer, it is Chicky talking to the hitman at Pete's funeral to take out Dwight. He says, and the hitman, you know, because most of the mafia is going to respect Dwight. They know the game. They know the rules of the mafia. Even though Chicky doesn't follow them, the rest of the mafia is still following the rules. So that's why we don't expect Chicky's reign to last too long. I think he's going to be exposed. But nonetheless, he tells somebody, a hitman, to take out Dwight. And the guy says, take out the general? That's like your dad's brother. Chicky replies, and the guy kind of laughs. He says, he's a made man. He's a legend. And we see Chicky attacking that man. So Chicky is going to not run his reign as Pete did, but he going to run it with terror, it looks like. He's going to run it with muscle and intimidation. So I want to look at a couple storylines with this particular, a couple things with this storyline of the funeral of Pete. We already know Dwight's not planning on going to the funeral, but does Dwight even make an attempt to contact Chicky after Pete's death? So we don't even know if Dwight is just going to cut off all ties to Chicky, because we already know their relationship is strained. We already know Chicky's planning to take Dwight out. So is Dwight even going to have enough respect for Chicky to even call up there to do anything like that? And honestly, I mean, if Dwight's really thinking on his game, I mean, he's getting those hitmen from Mitch. If I was Dwight, I'd send those hitmen right up there to that mafia funeral at Pete's and have the entire mafia taken out. And definitely have Chicky and his crew taken out at that funeral, because you already know where they're going to be. If you got a chance where you know someone's going to be, it's always going to be at a funeral. That's why funerals, in some cases, ain't always going to be a safe place to be, because people do shoot up funerals because they know who's going to be at the funeral. So could we see a funeral shooting? So okay. And if that probably won't happen, but another thing to look at is, will anyone from the New York Mafia find out Chicky killed Pete? And I've already predicted in the last episode breakdown that I'm expecting Vince to be the one to find out the truth behind Pete's death. A lot of people have been saying they expect Goody to find it out, but I see Vince as a little more savvy, smart, whatever you want to call it, over anybody else remaining. Definitely not Pete. Pete's the triple OG, but if anybody else in that New York Mafia, I definitely see Vince as the one who is cut out to be the boss, if anything, you want to say it like that. And the final storyline of this episode, which is going to be the main storyline, it's the war between Waltrip's crew and Dwight's crew. We see Stacy Bill, the ATF agency, doing a raid on something. I'm not sure what particular place they were raiding, but they're doing a raid, and she is saying there's a war brewing in the streets between a biker gang and this gangster. So the question is, has Stacy Bill flipped on Dwight? And finally, we hear Cologne Waltrip saying he wants Manfredi. So he's going to use those same dirty cops we saw from a few episodes ago to pull over Tyson and Dwight. And he tells those cops, get Manfredi into a cell somewhere I can get to him. So we see in the trailer, Dwight does kind of pull for his gun, but he decides not to. So obviously since Tyson is with Dwight and Tyson has encountered these same dirty cops before, he obviously tells Dwight when he sees him, these are the same dirty cops that had pulled me over while you were out of town. So that's why Dwight's reaching for the gun. He knows there's nothing good is going to come out of this. On top of that, Dwight's going to have to rely on Stacy Bill to be, unless they just take him out because they're dirty cops and they really don't care. But if they want to put something on Dwight, he got a gun on him. He's a felon. He can't have that gun. So we're gonna see what happens with that, because it's not looking good for Dwight, since Waltrip has these dirty cops on his side. But Stacy Bill, the ATF agent, could be Dwight's saving grace. We gotta have to wait to see how it plays out. Leave your thoughts in the comment